We're back with chapter 4 of Jonah, and God has relented and decided not to destroy Nineveh. And here we pick up in verse 1. But to Jonah, this seemed very wrong, and he became angry. He prayed to the Lord. Isn't this what I said, God, when I was still at home? This is what I tried to forestall by fleeing to Tarshish. I knew that you are a gracious and compassionate God, slow to anger and abounding in love, a God who relents from sending calamity. Now, Lord, take away my life, for it is better for me to die than to live. But the Lord replied, Is it right for you to be angry? Jonah had gone out and sat down at a place east of the city. There he made himself a shelter, sat in its shade, and waited to see what would happen to the city. Then the Lord God provided a leafy plant and made it grow up over Jonah to give him shade for his head, to ease his discomfort. And Jonah was very happy about the plant. But at dawn the next day, God provided a worm, which chewed up and ate the plant so that it withered. And when the sun rose, God provided a scorching east wind, and the sun blazed on Jonah's head so that he grew faint. He wanted to die and said, It would be better for me to die than to live. But God said to Jonah, Is it right for you to be angry about the plant? It is, he said, and I'm so angry, I wish I were dead. But the Lord said, You have been concerned about this plant, though you did not tend it or make it grow. It sprang up overnight, and it died overnight. And should I not have concern for the great city of Nineveh, in which there are more than 120,000 people who cannot tell the right hand from their left, and also as many animals? Okay. Jonah's attitude needs a readjustment. Okay? God spared him when he disobeyed and ran away, right? He was safe in the belly of the fish, and he was spared and given a second chance. And then Nineveh is given a second chance, and he gets upset about it. Now I understand, because these people have been really, really mean to his people, okay? Nineveh and the place where he's from, they are not on good terms. So I understand wanting to see somebody get what they deserve. But God did not give Jonah what Jonah deserved. And God doesn't give us what we deserve. And so it's not right for us to hope for other people to get what they deserve. Jonah knew, right? And he said, This is why I didn't want to go, because I knew that God is loving and gracious and compassionate, and that you relent and you forgive people. That is who you are, God, and now you're doing it. Well, yeah, and we can count on that today, right? If we make mistakes, if we mess up, we can count on the fact that God will forgive us, that he is slow to anger and abounding in love, a God of compassion and mercy. Jonah had a bit of a pity party up on the hill. Was looking down and saying, I should just die. It would be better for me to die than to have to watch them be spared. And that is the wrong attitude. His heart is not in the right place. It can be very difficult to see somebody experience the grace of God, especially if they have hurt you. But you have experienced the grace of God. I have experienced the grace of God. And so I need to be able to celebrate when that happens to other people. God spared Nineveh because they repented, but also because he loves his creation, right? In the very last verse, he says, I took care of that plant. You did nothing about it. And I had mercy on you. And I had mercy on the plant. Should I not also care about a city that has thousands of people and animals? He doesn't want to destroy it because he cares about his creation.
So there's a lot to unpack in the story of Jonah. There's only 4 chapters, but when I read it, it speaks to my heart. And I have to really examine if I have the right attitude about people who have done things that I find annoying or hurtful. And the older that I get, the harder it is. But I have to forgive because God's forgiven me. And I have to show mercy and grace because God's done that for me. And God does that to me and to them. And so who am I to withhold that? So as you go into your schools this week, or whether you're homeschooling and your siblings get on your nerves, there are times in this coming year where you are going to get hurt by somebody. And I want to challenge you to remember the story of Jonah and to have a heart of compassion, because in that way we are shining God's love to other people. Thank you so much for tuning into this series. It's been really fun sinking into the Word with you, and I look forward to what's coming up next. I hope you'll join again. Bye!